introduces paid climate leave after deadly floods. Government approves up to 4 days of paid leave so workers can avoid traveling during weather emergencies. Spain's left-wing government has approved paid climate leave of up to 4 days to allow workers to avoid traveling during weather emergencies, a month after floods killed at least 224 people. Several companies came under fire after the 19th of October catastrophe for ordering employees to keep working despite a red alert issued by the National Weather Agency. Let's see this word, catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Not catastrophe. Catastrophe. Another word that I want to see, which is, don't know, it's something in the first paragraph, I suppose. Left wing, this one. See how to pronounce it.
Left wing.
Left wing. Left wing. Okay. The firms said the authorities failed to inform them sufficiently and sent telephone alerts too late during the European country's deadliest floods in decades. Deadliest. Let's see this one. Deadliest.
Deadliest.
Deadliest, not deadliest. Deadliest floods in decades. The new measure aims to regulate in accordance. Is it accordance? See this one too.
Accordance.
Accordance with the climate emergency, so that no worker must run risks. Labour Minister Yolanda Diaz told public broadcaster RTVE if emergency authorities raise the alarm about a risk, the worker must refrain from going to work, said Diaz. Employees can resort to a reduced working day beyond the 4-day period. A mechanism. I don't pronounce it right.
Mechanism.
A mechanism that already exists for emergencies. The legislation was inspired by similar laws in Canada. RTVE denialism. This word.
Denialism.
Denialism from the right. The Spanish government is committed to green policies, Diaz said. According to a report in El País, called Double by 2050, as the government confirmed 2.3 billion euro or pounds. Let's see how to pronounce it. How to read it, not how to pronounce it.
2.3 billion euros.
Euros. It's euros. Correct. It's euros of fresh aid for flood victims. Extreme rainfall is more common and more intense because of human-caused climate breakdown across most of the world, particularly in Europe, most of Asia, Central and Eastern North America, and parts of South America, Africa, and Australia. This is because warmer air can hold more water vapor. Let's see this one. Is it vapor?
Vapor.
It's vapor. Vapor flooding has most likely become more frequent and severe in these locations as a result, but it's also affected by human factors such as the existence of flood defenses and land use. Now I forget where I was reading. Flooding has most likely become more frequent and severe in those locations as a result, but it is also affected by human factors such as the existence of flood defenses and land use. All but 8 of the flood deaths were in Valencia, where conservative regional president Carlos Mazun has considered mistakes were made but refused calls to step down, claiming the unprecedented and apocalyptic, let's see this word and the other word. This one, how to pronounce it?
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented, and this one I was struggling to pronounce it.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic scale of the disaster simply overwhelmed the system. Torrential rains hit parts of Spain again 2 weeks after the floods, forcing 3,000 people to evacuate their homes in Malaga. Let's see, not a link. I want to see this one here. Oh my god, my brother is
Evacuate.
Evacuate. My brother is annoying me at the moment. I want to see how to pronounce it.
Torrential.
Torrential rains hit parts of Spain again 2 weeks after the floods, forcing 3,000 people to evacuate their homes in Malaga, with agencies France Pressy, I suppose. I think I finished. Do I really need to open another article to read, or should I close this one? Has considered mistakes were made. Yeah, let's see this one. Another article to read. This one. Valencia's president admits mistakes in flood response but will not resign. Calls to step down, saying floods that killed 216 in his area were unprecedented and apocalyptic. Yeah. The regional president of Valencia, who is under mounting pressure over his handling of the catastrophic floods that killed 216 people in the area, has considered mistakes were made but refused to step down, claiming the unprecedented and apocalyptic scale of disaster simply overwhelmed the system. Maybe I do it later. A total of 224 people lost their lives, all but 8 of them in Valencia, when torrential rains and floods hit. A member of Spain's Conservative People's Party (PP) has faced calls to resign over his response to the worst natural disaster in the country's recent history. Public anger has grown after it emerged that Mason did not arrive at the Emergency Coordination Center until after 7 p.m. on the day of the floods because he had been enjoying a 3-hour lunch with a journalist. Condolences to families of the dead and missing, saying that the devastation the region had determine what had gone wrong. He's just a liar. You can't learn from the past without knowing what really happened, he said. The people of Valencia have the right to know what happened. We need to know why our prayer. Let's see this word, how to pronounce it.
Prior.
Prior. We need to know why our prior experience of this kind of situation and why the protocols have been refined and improved over the past quarter century, and which had worked until Tuesday, 29th of October, weren't sufficient to avoid and mitigate the damages we've suffered. Mason once again suggested that Spain's socialist-led government bore much of the responsibility for the delayed response to the crisis, saying it is legitimate. Let's see, legitimate or legitimate. I think it's strong.
Legitimate.
It is legitimate to ask whether the response to the requests for help and the necessary coordination between institutions was adequate. Yeah, I think it's adequate. Adequate in terms of time and shape, given the severity of the situation. The regional president said too many things had gone wrong. The whole system failed, but insisted he would attempt to dodge blame as the facts came out. Let's see this word. I think it's regional. We owe it to the leader of the Valencian. Yep, let's see this, how to pronounce it. Oh no, what it is happening in here. Oh God.
Veilniken.
It's so hard to pronounce. Veilniken branch of the Socialist Party described Mason's address as an act of political cowardice. Let's see this one. Cowardice, and urged the PP to sack him and call a snap regional election next year once the urgent reconstruction work had taken place. Mason considered that help had taken too long to reach some areas and said it had been a mistake to delete a video posted to social media in which he had claimed the rains would move out for the region by 6 p.m. A disaster. I maintained my agenda in full knowledge of the situation and knowing that the regional interior minister and her team had been to some of the affected areas and were in touch with the central government's delegate, he said. Let's see this word, delegate. Not you, I mean this one in here.
Delegate.
It's delegate. Yeah, I think I see it before. Mason also said that his arrival at the Emergency Coordination Center had been delayed because of traffic, adding it wasn't an easy journey. Dozens of protesters gathered outside the regional parliament as Mason spoke, calling him a liar and demanding his resignation. Although the Valencian, I suppose. Let's see this. Valencian from Valencia.
Valencian.
Yeah, Valencian. The Valencian president remains in command of the emergency. He has previously sought to point the finger at the central government, at the state meteorological office, and even at the military emergencies unit, which has been deployed to the area in large numbers. Let's see this word, how to pronounce it.
Deployed.
Deployed. Oh, surprisingly, I pronounced it correct. The area in large numbers. It emerged on Thursday that almost half of those who died in the floods in Valencia were aged 70 or over, and that 9 children lost their lives in the disaster. Yeah, I finished another article. How many? Yeah, it's 70 minutes. I was reading. Do I need to go for another one? Guys, if you are commenting, I can't see it. I don't know, that's something on YouTube that under mounting pressure. Let's see this one. I'm not gonna read it now because I'm tired from reading. I just deleted tweets, missed warnings. It's all about Spain.